decided exactly what I want to do with this yet. Hopefully, I know there's a history of buying carbon fiber parts and them coming damaged, so I'm kind of scared. But I'm not sure if I want to keep it carbon or if I'm going to paint it to match the car. I think with silver, the carbon might look funny. With black or dark gray or anything, it looks really nice. But with the silver, it's such a contrast that you can tell it's an afterthought piece. I don't know. So I'm going to pull it out, see how it looks. Well, I don't think this is damaged. This is wrapped up very nicely. So I'm just going to get this out of it. Man, this is really light. It's really light. I'm going to get this thing out of this bubble wrap. Man, guys, I can't paint over this. This is beautiful. There's no way. I'm going to have to put it on as is. And if I decide to paint it, I'll just paint it while it's on the car as an after fact. There's a little chip there, but I'll just put some clear coat on that. That looks like it's just a little chip out of the clear coat. Not a big deal. A little bit kind of over here too. There's a carbon spoiler on the car now that actually has the same sort of issues. But, man, that looks really nice. I'm going to set that back down. So, well, that's cool. Alright, so here's what we're working with right now. We just got this little lip. Almost like the stock wing, just carbon. I really got to get that dent fixed. When I got this trunk, and I trunk swapped for my STI trunk, the guy didn't tell me there was a dent in it. And he took his trunk off, I took my trunk off, and pretty much I helped him get his trunk back on. And he left, and then I went to put this back on. So I'm kind of irritated about that because I didn't notice it. I mean, it's kind of my fault. I should have checked. But anyways, he told me it was clean and whatever. But here's what we're working with. Here's our new guy. So obviously it's a little bit bigger. It's just more aggressive. So I'm going to go ahead. I don't know exactly how I'm going to get this off yet. It is just 3M taped on here, but I don't want to break the 3M tape, or break the spoiler, obviously. So I got to heat up the 3M tape and get it hot enough that I can pry this away. I do not want to break this because I might end up using it some point down the road. I might end up selling it, whatever. It's a perfectly good spoiler, so. Well, we're definitely going to tape our new one on better than that. And, oh, garage light went out. If I, see, I don't know, because there's no holes to line up with. But if it feels sturdy enough, I'm just going to let it go. If I feel like it needs extra enforcement, I'll drill into it. But we'll try just tape for now. I got to peel all this old tape off, which is going to take me quite a little bit, probably. Look at this. This isn't even, I didn't heat this up. They didn't prep this at all. They probably literally just threw this, look. Or this isn't real 3M tape. Alright, we're going to use some of this wax and tar remover. Should be pretty straightforward. Just going to put a bunch on the rag. Yeah, nice. This stuff works great. I use this pretty much anytime I'm planning on painting something. Well, actually, I don't use this. I use a different kind of wax and I actually use a shop line wax and grease remover, but I use this for a lot. Usually anything with adhesive, anything like that, I've been using this. It works pretty good. Now this bottle's kind of expensive for one application, but I'm telling you, it'll be good when you have it around for everything, because I think this bottle's like $8, but I just use that little bit. Got this thing cleaned up real nice, ready to go. There's no wax, no grease, no tar. There's nothing keeping that from sticking at all. So once I get this dried off here, I'm going to do the same to the underside of the spoiler, because I don't know, from the factory it might have something on it. So I'm just going to clean off the underneath. Then I'm going to go around it with the 3M tape real good and stick it on. Alright guys, it's on, but it definitely feels like it's not really connected very good in the middle. It feels sturdy, but it didn't push in on the middle. and I'm thinking I'm going to try something here. I'm going to pull off this cover and see if I can't get at least 1 or 2 screws to at least grab the middle to give it some support. If I can get one on either side of the emblem here, that would be awesome. Okay, so just know that in the process of this, I lost probably at least 3 tech screws. But I ended up using 2-inch tech screws, and I ended up using the factory hole locations. And I was actually very nervous that was going to come up and crack through here. You can hear this, you can hear them rattling around the trunk. But I'm just going to keep the cover off, shut the trunk, and let them fall out and then get them. But I used both end locations, so there's one on each end and there's one right in the middle. It's hard to see it, but right there. So it was actually really hard. I ended up using my impact gun with all kinds of ghetto stuff here because I didn't have an extent or a drill or anything that would get up that far. So I ended up using like a hex head piece, an extension, and then one of the converters to convert to like the screwdriver tips, and then I used the 5/16 end on it. So all in all, it was 1, 2, 3, 4 freaking pieces I had to add on to get the tech screws to go up in there. But they're in there now, and the spoiler's not going anywhere now. I mean, it is sturdy. There's, like I said, there's one right in the middle and one on each end, plus all the tape. So it should be watertight, and it should be actually tight on the car and won't go anywhere. But anyways, guys, I'm going to pull off this cover the rest of the way. That way it's them tech screws can work their way out of the trunk. But once I get that dent fixed, honestly, I might leave this carbon. I like the way this looks. I do have the carbon emblem. Now I want the SPT carbon trim here to kind of wrap it all together. And I wish I had the carbon vortex generator. See, this is the issue because now I'm going to want all kinds of carbon stuff that is going to cost a lot of money. So anyways, guys, that is the install of the carbon fiber duckbill. They are awesome. I think they look great. They're definitely not as tall and obnoxious as the traditional duckbill that just goes straight up in the air. So this is a good option for you. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.